Hello, 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 and happy Saturday. My God, it's Saturday. It's February 22nd, 2025. I'm super excited to be with you. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm so happy I'm here. I'm happy you're here. Just going to take a moment to make sure we are streaming live on all our platforms. It looks like it. I really like to be on one of the platforms, so if you are commenting, that I can follow the comments. So give me just a sec just to get there, and then I introduce to what's actually going to be going on. Because I know it's a rarity. Whoops. It's a rarity when you get to see me on a Saturday, right? Unless I'm doing what's called the connections and collaborations, and that's exactly what's happening tonight. So again, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I'm the founder of Holistic Fitness and Why. I'm your certified holistic personal trainer, holistic integrated teacher, Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, and as you can see from my background, also card reader. And I'm very excited to be here with you. So before we dive in, I just want to ask you all just to take a minute, write down today's date because it's a very powerful date. And I'm not going to go too much into numbers because that's not what today's about. However, I did want to mention when we look at the date for today, as you write it all out, you're going to see there's a bunch of twos there, specifically a 22, which is what the date is. So this is a day to be the master builder. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you building? I'm going to leave it there. Maybe later I'll come back and talk about that. It may be a part of the conversation that takes place. As mentioned, today I am extremely excited to introduce you to one of my guests today where we are collaborating, we are connecting and collaborating. And the people that I connect and collaborate with, I like to share them with you because that's the whole process of the connections and collaborations. After all, as we are in what's known as the age of Aquarius, Aquarius actually stands for connections, collaborations, finding a tribe that supports you to help you be the best version of you, to help you stretch yourself out of your comfort zone, to help you grow and get in front of people that you may not have gotten in front of without the support of others. So I'm going to be introducing you to, and I asked her how to pronounce her name before we went live, and I'm terrible with names. So anyway, I'm going to bring her on so I do not mess up her name altogether and let her introduce herself because, oh my goodness gracious, I'm just terrible with names. So here we go. Sorry about that. I was like, I know she told me and I was going to say it the wrong way. So introduce yourself, doll.
Absolutely. I am DrShana, Gourdine, better known as the lady behind the mask. I am the empowerer, the inspirator, and the one that likes to advocate for domestic violence. I am here to impact you, help you heal through the trauma, and help you walk to your purpose and become the best version of yourself.
See, now I could not have said all of that. No, not at all. She's also the author, speaker, advocate of the digital creator, which I truly love that. So today's conversation is going to be about getting to know all about her, what she does, who she serves, and we're going to be talking about some of her services that she's offering at this time. So why don't you start off with who are you?
Oh, well, that's a big loaded question because who are you is a lot of things, but I am definitely a woman of God. And two, I am a mother of two beautiful girls. But if we talk about my service, I'm one that is a podcast host. I have my own magazine. I do workshops at shelters because I advocate for domestic violence. And I am a visionary of many projects. So if we want to put it into minimum size, I'm a woman that empowers and inspires people to become the best version of themselves from behind the mask because we wear so many faces.
Yes, and I knew that there was something that you and I had in common because I refer to myself as a visionary as well, and I think for that matter, I think many of us take that title as a visionary because you have to be a visionary nowadays to create all the amazing things that you're creating. So let's dive in a little bit about your magazine, The Unmasking Motivation. First of all, how did you come up with the name?
Well, if we take it back to my very first book that is called The Mask Behind the Mask, that's where the lady behind the mask comes from, and that was me going through domestic violence and having chronic illness and me not looking like my story. So when you see me, I don't look like my storm. So why not create a brand that helps people unmask themselves from being comfortable to getting uncomfortable to then become comfortable. So the Unmasking Motivation magazine came from my platform of me getting comfortable with who I am through my pain and scars to now giving people a platform to use their voice, to speak out and know that their words are powerful and be able to tell their story, tell their journey, or even just talk about what they're going through in life right now.
That is so awesome. And I always like to say that when we are doing something big, it's because there's always a story behind it. There's always some sort of either trauma that we want to use that brings us to where we have to go. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to experience the trauma. Would you say that to be true?
Absolutely, because I can definitely say my pain fuels my purpose.
Yes. And I mean, I just love that title, Unmasking Your Motivation. Now, this is the issue that's coming out soon. I think the end of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Now, how many issues have you put out already?
This year or altogether?
Oh, we can go all together first and then go this year because we're already in February. Oh my God.
Actually, this will be 14 because actually this month we'll be making my year anniversary for the magazine that we started out last year. So it's our 1 year anniversary, which we are celebrating tomorrow.
Congratulations.
So yeah, it's been 14 issues altogether.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love anniversaries. I love when one can be consistent and disciplined with something, because that's what takes you to where you have to go, is the consistency and discipline. So I love that for you. And 14, wow, it takes a lot of work. Now I'm sure you have a village behind you that sort of helps you and that you're delegating out, or is this all you?
Well, to be honest, I have a creative designer and I have an editor, but everything else, and then I have 15 writers. So otherwise, it's me. I do the layout. I get the people for the features. I, design and figure out what I want it to look like. So yeah, it's me. Me and the 14 writers and God and all these other hands that in the features. Everybody that's included in the magazine is part of the team.
Yes. So now, how does one become a writer?
Actually, I did a 2024 call last year, and this year I added 2 more. But if you want to be a writer, I maybe consider 2 more people for this year. You would just have to email me your resume, and we'll have a discussion about what's expected for the year.
Oh, that's beautiful. Don't be surprised if you get an email from me.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm always looking for different projects to work on. I call them projects. Always, to put out my wisdom, share my insight, because I always believe the best place to do this, believe it or not, is through magazines and podcasts and whatever not. It's up and going. So I love that. So what else do you have going on at this time? I know you have your anniversary celebration tomorrow. You got the magazine coming out. I know there's got more going on behind the scenes. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, volume 2 is about to. I'm working on volume 2 of Turn My Pain into Purpose. So this is volume 1, and volume 1 was created last year with 38 souls and I'm the visionary of the project. So now we have volume 2 that will be coming out in May. And so far right now, we have 20 authors that are compiling turning their pain into purpose into that project. I also am having a retreat, June 14th, 2025 in Albany, New York. It's a healing and growth retreat where people are able to, heal, grow, and, get some sessions of learning how to take it from one end of where you are to a new beginning, and learn some tools, some meditations, some different steps and different ways of how you can heal. And, healing is a journey. So it's not going to happen overnight, nor it's going to say one day, okay, I'm healed. It's always a journey. So you're always healing from something.
Exactly, exactly. And I believe that writing is like a really great way to work on healing, especially if you're writing a story in regards to whatever it is you've experienced, putting those words on a paper, and then you just never know who's going to read it and how that is going to help somebody else.
Definitely.
Yes. So talk a little bit about your retreat that you had that you just mentioned.
Well, I have three different speakers. One is Cindy Gomes. She is from Washington State. Then we have Dr. Rose, who's from Georgia. And then we have Dr. Carol Wilson, who is from Pennsylvania. And they all will be, giving different topics and different things. I don't want to, spoil the things. So you got to, in order to know, you got to come. And you got to be able to come so that you can have that let go, that release to gather yourself from where you've been and taking yourself to another level. A lot of times, we deal with a lot of things because especially as women, we wear so many hats and we tend to forget about self-care and, giving ourselves some self-care and, rejuvenate ourselves and grounding ourselves and being able to grow to the next level and being able to shed the things that we were doing and dealing with to become the better potential of ourselves. So this is a great way to rise and thrive into the new you.
Yes, yes, and I love the fact that you use the word self care because I know for women, especially for women, and I mean, I don't even think really men do self care neither. But it's like it's so interesting that when you speak to women and you ask them what their self care practice looks like, most of them sort of twinge on that question because it's like, am I supposed to have a self care practice? I feel if I take time out for me, I'm taking away from something else. And I truly believe, especially in my field that I'm in, self care is part of your self health. And without self care, you're not going to be able to be healthy enough to do all the things you're looking to do, nor help others really step into what they're looking to do. So it's so important.
It definitely is. It's mentally it's important as well because being a mom, then doing several jobs, if you're a wife, it entails. It's like, where is the time for you? Because you're aligning everything else for everybody else.
Exactly.
So then when do you have the time to take care of you? Because if you're not taking care of you, then how can you take care of everybody else? Because then you'll get sick, you'll get mentally drained, and you'll just feel lost. Because I've seen people that lose their self in life because they just didn't have time for them and to love on themselves. And loving on yourself is not selfish. Self-care for you is not selfish, and we have to remember that.
Yes. So self care is like I said, it's like self care should literally ride under the concept of health care. Where so many of us rely on healthcare, it's like a big part of healthcare is taking care of oneself because if you take care of yourself, everything sort of decreases when you take care of yourself. Stress levels decrease. You'll have more time to manage the things you're looking to do. And when you were mentioning like the list of, women being moms and wives and etc. I mean, more and more women nowadays are taking on so many different amazing projects like yourself. You got a magazine, you got 2 books. Oh my God. It's like, where do you have time to take care of
I actually have 8 books, but yes.
8 books.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. So your books that you have, where can people find your books? I know, pick up that first book you showed us a little while ago. Where can people find
Purpose?
Yes, yes.
You can definitely find it on Amazon, but you can also find it on my website. So I have my own website, which is www.SheenaMasterMotivation.com. Along with that book, we also have The Evolution of the Mask, which comes from my, I call it a series because this is how the journey started in the mask, the lady behind the mask came about. My very first book was called The Mask Behind the Mask, which is a book of poetry that I put together for people to love who they are, despite of what they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And with that journey, that was after I came out of domestic violence. And it was a way of me being able to pour back into people that been through something, regardless on if it was what I've been through or what you may be walking through, but it was empowerment. So then you had Unveil the Broken Pieces of the Mask. In that book, I gave people the poetry, but I gave them the aspects of working on who they are through questions and breaking that fear, that PTSD, that anxiety, that shame, or anything we may feel as we go through things. And then that's where the evolution of the mask came in, because it's like, here I am, I'm here, I am she, love me or hate me, but this is me.
Yes, exactly. I love that. Now you have a recent book that's coming out now.
Um, it will be volume 2 with the turn of my painted purpose as a visionary. But behind the scenes, I am working on another book personally, a personal book, which
Oh,
will
okay.
I mean, I don't wanna, let me see. Now I can give the titles. It's gonna be called Beyond the Scars. So
Oh, nice.
y'all are getting some exclusive details right now,
There
because
you go. There you
nobody
go.
knows that is coming. So it's called Beyond the Scars. I won't give you the rest of it, but the beginning title is called Beyond the Scars,
Yes.
because so many times we have to talk about those scars to help people get comfortable with theirs.
Yes.
Because a lot of times when you're going through life, even if it's losing a kid, losing a loved one, getting a divorce, um domestic violence, sexual assault, or just all these things, we tend to sweep under the table, because during my process, I didn't talk about it at first.
Mm,
Nobody really knew what I was dealing with because I was too ashamed to talk about it. So
yes.
why not help people know that, yes, I have to stand up and talk about it. And yes, I went through this and I don't have to be shamed or judged about it. And I'm proud to where I am now, because unfortunately I went through it, but now I'm here to help someone else that was behind me to be able to know that I don't have to stay in that. These are the signs of things that happen. And with life, I don't have to self-sabotage myself. I can take it and grow it into something of a better purpose.
Yes. Yes. And one thing I found over time, and also sitting and connecting with so many women, is that most women like yourself don't share their story because they're afraid to, and also they feel like they're the only one that has gone through what they've gone through,
Correct.
thinking like, what would people think of me if I share this? And
Correct.
what I find is that once one does share their story, they then realize like, wow, as you know, with all your books you have, that there's a lot of women that
Right.
have gone through something very similar, and then it then opens up a community of women that can come together to support each other in their stories and move forward on it. Like you sharing your story helps others to share theirs. So I love that. And as you said, sharing your exclusive, your new book that's coming out, your solo book, I tend to have that what would be the word, reaction on for people in reference, like all of a sudden intuitively it's like there's another book you got coming out, we didn't talk about it, and then there we have it. We, of course, you could have very well said yes there is, but not ready to share, and that's okay too, because that's just what happens intuitively. I'm like, there's another book coming out that we
Yes,
did not talk
it
about.
is. It is.
Yes, yes.
And what's crazy is I literally came up with the title last night, like in my sleep, and I woke up and wrote it down. So like, yeah, it was, you know what I mean? I started the book since last year. I just now I'm like, all right, it's time to put it together. It's time for it to come out now as it's, my own solo project.
Exactly, exactly. Even more so that all the books that you have created, all the women you have brought together in your collaboration books, now ideally it's definitely time for you to shine your own light in your solo book, which is what we call it. So I love that. I love that. And again, all of her books will be available on Amazon, and I'm assuming other platforms as well where they can
Yep,
get
on
it.
my website,
Yeah.
Walmart, all the et ceteras. But definitely, if you want a signed copy, you have to come see your sister and get your signed copy.
Yes, yes. That's how it always has to go. Gotta come in person for the signed copy, or like I do every once in a while. Is, you know what? You want a signed copy? You can just mail me something. I'll give you your mail signed copy through the mail if for whatever reason people can't get to me directly. I do that as well. Yes, yes. So what else is there about you that's going on in your life that you want to share with us before we dive into the magazine again?
I mean, besides my journey of my chronic illness, that seemed to, that plays a part of my other part of my passion. Because if you look at me, you would never know that I deal with, I was diagnosed with 6 different conditions. So,
Mm.
I use that as another way to push people, because if I don't tell you, you won't know, that I have ankylospondylitis, which, limit a lot of things that I can do, because it's just like rheumatoid arthritis, or
Uh-huh.
that I deal with fibromyalgia, which is chronic nerve pain, or
Yes.
that I have polycystic kidney disease, but thank the Lord that I am nowhere near dialysis. So
Yes.
just that journey of, what fueled the fire of turning my pain to purpose. Actually, right before that, I found out that I had 2 blood clots, one in my thigh, one in my leg. And to know that after a scan of getting my CAT scan done for my kidneys, and your doctor's calling you and say, hey, you need to go to the ER, you have a DVT, it's scary.
Yes.
So I decided to take my pain of my conditions and turn them into books as well. And,
Yes.
my mission of helping people through their chronic illness to know that you don't have to sit home and just be depressed, because that can send you in a spiral. To think that getting up every day and not really talking about a daily of, complaining, because I
Mm.
don't take any high drugs. I only take muscle at night, and to walk around in pain 24/7 and have a smile on your face, it could be a lot. So, I just decide, I feel my journey it's for other people. It's bigger than me. And the mission
Exactly.
is bigger than me. So why not be here to help others through their journey of health as well?
Exactly. I'm a firm believer in that. As again, a holistic integrated teacher, I work with clients who may have physical symptoms, and teaching them that the physical symptoms metaphysically what they may mean, and that they're not there to necessarily cripple you. They are there to actually help you raise your vibration to do the very thing you came here to do. So just as you said, using the pain that you're experiencing to put a smile on your face and to share your gifts that you're meant to share, which is, I believe, is one of the reasons why you are still here, because you are sharing, you're living in purpose, you are doing, as I like to always call it, you're doing God's work. God ordained you, and you have agreements to fulfill. So you're supposed to still be here, doing what you came here to do.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you and I connected. Because I always believe, I agree, totally agree, that when people's paths come together, there's a reason why. There's a purpose behind it, and I'm really curious to see what more you and I are going to be doing together going forward. Because, as I always like to say, this is not a one and done.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a continuum, because that's just my personality. When I connect with somebody and I want to connect, I want to collaborate, I want to see how we're going to grow together, because that's pretty much the mission here. I want to see you grow, and I want you to push me up as well. So it's just all good. So
Yes.
in regards to your unmasking motivational magazine, that we know that February is coming out, you're looking for more people to participate in your March issue.
Yes, I am definitely looking for features. We have 1 pages. You can do a 2 page. You can do a 2 page and an ad, or you can do, a 1 page and an ad. We're always looking for inspiring stories, people to, just tell what they've been through. Share an article about something important that is, near and dear to your heart. Some type of awareness, something health wise, something you may want, because next month is woman's month, so you might want to inspire some women and let them know that they got this, and let them know that they can start a business, or whatever they may be going through, that they are not alone. So Unmasking Motivation is always looking for some amazing stories to inspire amazing people all around the world.
Yes, I may have to jump into March issue as well.
Come on, come on. Yes, yes.
No, you just know. Yes, there's always so much more, and because March is my month. March is my month for 2 reasons. It's my birthday month. Next,
Okay.
what is it? A week from next week, March 4th,
Nice.
is my 55th. So celebrating that. Yes, I know. And on March 12th of 2011, my mom crossed over, so she's been my spirit guide, and oh my God, guiding me and supporting me on all the missions that I'm here to accomplish. So we'll be celebrating that as well. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, so anyone who's watching, if you are interested in connecting and getting yourself in the upcoming magazine for March, I highly recommend. Emails are strolling across, and of course, once we are no longer live, I will be posting all of her information, website, that you can go ahead and get all of her books. You want all of her books. And you want to pay attention to when her solo books comes out. And of course, I'll be paying attention to it too. We're going to be rooting her on, encouraging her on. Do you have any final words you'd like to leave us with?
Always just know that you're enough and you have the ability to do anything that you want. You just got to put your mind to it. Because did I ever think that I'll be where I was, but God had a bigger plan. So have your faith and know that anything that you fear is for something great.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is that we have to remember, with the two of us sitting here right now, we're both in, where exactly are you?
I'm in Troy, New York.
Okay, so we're both in New York, so we're almost like neighbors. We could probably reach out and grab each other. Yeah, we could probably even spend some time like in face-to-face time. We'll probably have to make that happen down the road. Yes. So being that this is the case where, again, this is all about reminding you ladies and the guys out there as well. Do you also bring guys and men into your magazine?
Sure do.
All right, we can't forget the men. I do a lot of work with women, so that's why I wanted to ask before I said that. So yeah, so if you are ready to shine your light, share your story, please go ahead and reach out, get yourself in next month's magazine. And when can we expect February's magazine to come out?
I'm looking at maybe the 25th, no later than the 27th, before the month is over.
All right, so keep your eyes out for that, and I'm super excited because I'm part of that magazine, so I'll be sharing that. Yay! Round of applause. I gotta learn how to get my little thingamajig here to clap, because it does clap. I just don't know how, so I have to do it manually. Yes, share with us one last time your email. I know it's strolling across, and your website, please.
Absolutely. My email is sgourdine16@gmail.com, and my website is www.ShanaUnmaskingMotivation.com, and it's spelled like Shana, Shana, to make sure y'all understand. My name is spelled like Sheena, but it's spelled like Shana, but it's pronounced Sheena.
Sheena. I will say it 1,000 times, and hopefully I'll be able to remember. All right. So again, with all that being said, I love connecting, collaborating. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for just allowing your light to shine and doing all the things and following your calling is what I like to say, because that's what you're actually doing. You're following your calling. You're getting your messages at night when you're resting, in regards to what you're supposed to be doing every single day. And I think that's like the best thing anyway, is that when we go to sleep at night, God talks to us. We wake up the next morning with all this information like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this? Okay. Who knew?
Listen,
Who knew? Who knew? And the reality of it all is we never do know, because we may have one desire and dream, and there's something so much bigger than what we can possibly dream. So we have to pay attention. We have to stay alert and take in those messages that come through. So again, congratulations on all of your projects you're working on. And I'm going to just send you backstage and then come to a conclusion. So there we have it. I love when I do connections and collaborations and share them out with you. So again, if you are just tuning in, take a moment just to share, like, and comment. Know that all the information that's been shared here is actually on my YouTube channel as we speak, because we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, so everyone gets to hear this, see this, and experience this. And if there's anything that has been shared here that's resonating with you, please do not hesitate. Emails going across, website's going to be available, and we will see you around next time. Have an amazing night. Remember, it is February 22nd. You are the master creator, master builder, so remember to go build something, and it could very well start with that very first story that you may want to share in the March issue of the Unmasking Motivation. Until we meet again, have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now.